a shock inflation reading, but markets are still tumbling after a Japanese exchange has just been hacked for $305 million. What is going on in this market? Are we going to see new all-time highs here on crypto anytime soon? We've been in this boring consolidation pattern. Interest in crypto is just dying despite us still sitting so close to $70,000. Are we just being ungrateful, or is this setting us up for a big move to the upside? Loads to get into today, and it starts off with a very important inflation figure. We have just received our important PCE inflation. Remember, this is Jerome Powell's preferred measure of inflation. It came in at a good reading, right? It came in at 2.7 year over year, and the markets were expecting 2.7, which is fantastic as well. We then want to take a look at the core PCE, which again was expected to come in at 2.8, it came in at 2.8. That is now 3 months in a row that inflation, core PCE, has stayed at 2.8%. This is a nice trend, right? If you look at that chart here, this is a good trend here, showing that inflation is starting to come down. Now, if we then zoom into this bit, the month-over-month figure, this is where I don't think the markets are quite taking this as positive as they should be. And I'm going to explain why maybe the markets are a little bit subdued. So, this figure was expected to come in at 0.3% month over month. That annualized means that core PCE month over month, right? Oh, sorry, annualized is 3.6%. It came in actually at 0.2. Seems like a small difference, right? 0.3, 0.2, but no. Annualized 0.2% month over month inflation, and you have 2.4%. So really, the reading we just got as a run rate is that inflation is running at 2.4%, whereas in the previous month it was running at 3.6%. That is a big delta. That's a big change between those two numbers. So markets need to take this reading in a positive manner. Now, of course, markets are still not expecting a rate cut at the next meeting, right? You've got to move down the line into September, November, where markets start to price in the chance that we get a first interest rate cut. Now, of course, we've got the whole Donald Trump situation going on as well. Yesterday, he got convicted on all 34 counts. Now, what's that got to do with crypto? Well, guess what? Don't be surprised to see that with Donald Trump aligning himself to crypto, everybody's trying to win the crypto vote, right? It could be a deciding factor. Who would have thought the American crypto vote could be a deciding factor of this hotly contested election? With all the stuff that's angering the Trump base now, maybe we see more of a correlation between positive Trump stuff and crypto. Don't rule that out as well, okay? So we could see that. Now, other news which is kind of upsetting the markets here today is this. Japanese crypto exchange DMM Bitcoin suffers a $305 million hack. Measures have been taken to prevent further unauthorized outflows. Now, we're not going to get into the details, but the main thing to kind of really focus on here is for you guys watching this video, please never assume your crypto is safe on any exchange. We're still in the early years of crypto. And when you're in the early years, you get the benefit of getting crazy returns, right? You get crazy returns in crypto. We know that. It's one of the reasons the majority of you are in crypto. But at the same time, it comes with crazy risk, right? Soon, maybe in 10 years, 15 years, crypto will be really, really safe. There'll be so many measures in place. We would have seen all these different hacks and figured out ways to prevent them. But guess what? Crypto will become less volatile. The gains you see today in 10, 15 years, you won't have them because it's going to become a mature asset class, you know, fully in ETFs and all this kind of stuff and TradFi, and you're just not going to have that. So when you're in crypto, you know that it has risks. So please make sure you're prepared for those risks. Please make sure you don't have your life savings sat on one exchange. Please make sure you don't have all of your stable coins just in USDT and you have no USDC or DAI or anything else. You have to assume, you have to be paranoid in crypto. You have to assume that any project can be rugged. You have to assume that anything can happen. Any exchange can collapse or get hacked. You have to assume, you know, we have to assume the worst. Look at Celsius, look at Three Arrows Capital, look at FTX. We have to assume these things. So it's really important, a good reminder for us all, even if you're not holding money on this Japanese exchange, which I guess the majority of my audience wouldn't be, but it's a good reminder for us. Do I have all my money in any one given exchange? Let this be the wake-up call that I need to separate it out. Let me separate it out. Let me put some of the stuff that I'm not using onto cold storage, right? Or at least a soft wallet, like an electronic software wallet, at least if I don't want to put it on a hardware wallet. Cool. So this is now putting a bit of a dampener on markets here. You can see Bitcoin here having a down day, but like you can see here, is it really something to be worried about? I mean, yes, we're consolidating. I mean, yes, it's boring that we, broke our all-time highs on the 13th of March. I'm sorry that for 2 months we've had to go sideways, guys. I'm sorry that Bitcoin has been pretty stable, remarkably stable, knocking on the door at 70,000 and people are still whining. The reality is this is a very needed consolidation. We're holding our daily EMA ribbon. We're well above our weekly EMA ribbon as well. And Bitcoin now just needs to decide, where does it want to go? Right? Is it ready? Does it have enough energy to break through this all-time high and push on its next leg towards 90, towards 100? Because the price targets show that, right? We can see here, if I switch down the charts, let me show you the diagrams we had drawn. You can see that these patterns all dictate that we want to take this move, right? This is a falling wedge pattern. The price target of this move takes you up in that range at 90, 100,000. These were the previous all-time highs, 64,000, 69,000 towards the end of 2021, and then touching our 73, close to 74,000 here in March of 2024. Are we ready to break through that and head towards 90? I want to be in this market. There's no way you're going to see me jump out of this market now because, oh, Bitcoin was sideways for a couple of weeks. That kind of investment is going to get you no returns, right? That kind of impatient, I want to call it almost childish, ungrateful kind of, oh, why is it not moving in this week? Bro, guys, we've just hit all-time high. It's cooled off for a couple of weeks. This is what you're whining about? This bit here, you're forgetting all this picture? So the only people that are truly whining are, one, those who are impatient, but two, those that bought at the peaks. Right? Those who bought at 73, 74, who are just desperate for Bitcoin to quickly go to 80 so they can realize some profit. The true long-term holders, people who actually believe in this asset class, they're patient. In fact, they wouldn't mind another pullback, right? Coming down into the EMA ribbon, coming down into 60, into 55, buying a bit more, ready for the next leg up. I know I wouldn't mind that. So for me, I'm comfortable. I'm patient. I'm happy for it to pull back. I'll DCA some more. If we bounce and go create a new all-time high, fantastic, because I'm allocated in the market. And same for altcoins. If Bitcoin wants to pull back, you best believe altcoins are going to bleed. And I'm not going to sit there licking my wounds. No, I'm going to buy the dip. Whether it's Phantom, whether it's some of my other favorite projects, I'll be buying the dip on those. And, you look at this here on Phantom. This just weeks ago ran up to 122 and now it's sitting here. Who cares? The fact that it's still sitting around 85 cents, not too shabby. It's not a bad week, right? It's not crazy, crazy bad. If it wants to come to the EMA ribbon, again, I'm nibbling. I'm not chasing these great green candles up here. So I think we just need a bit of kind of context in terms of what's going on in the market. Because I think the problem here with a lot of people investing in crypto is we have a very short-term mindset. Sometimes when we're not getting what we want this week in the charts, we forget the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is what I want to bring you back to. Inflation, like I've just evidenced at the start of this video, is showing signs of hope. Jerome Powell at some point will have to cut interest rates, right? Whether it's September, whether it's November, whether he wants to delay to December or January next year, he has to cut. And guess what happens after he starts cutting? He loosens his monetary policy, right? He's loosening it, loosening. And then what does the Fed government, what does the US government and all these European central banks do better than anybody else? They print money. When everything fails, when the financial system struggles again, they go and deflate their fiat currency, don't they? Which is why we're in crypto in the first place. So as long as that thesis remains true, that fiat currency is useless, it's used to create sanctions, to force the matrix rules and the rest of the things they want to do, I'm in crypto. The fact that I get a crazy return on my money in the meantime is just a double bonus. Right? One, I get to have a better product than fiat currency, which is deflating by 10, 15% every single year. But two, I get to be in this immutable, permissionless crypto that is the future. And if I now manage to get these crazy returns, such as Bitcoin going from 15,500 to 74,000 in just 6-7 months, well, great. What a lovely byproduct. And I think that's the reminder we need, is that these governments will go back to their behavior. They will revert to what they know best, which is printing. Right? The other thing worth noting is if Trump does win this election as well, and I'm not giving this as a political vote here, but if he was to win that election as well, and he is pro-crypto, that could see a crazy, crazy pump towards the end of the year. Remember, that election is in November, not far away whatsoever. So, long story short, inflation coming down. Price action consolidating, still in a consolidation. I wouldn't say this is bearish. We're still well above our weekly EMA ribbon. We're still above the trend. There you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed these updates even here on a Friday. Don't forget to smash up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see how I actively trade, because I do active altcoin trades, ijazzcrypto.com/TG. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.